All righty, good morning, players. Barstool Beef here, head golf professional foreplay podcast. Back this week with another Fireball First Swings. This is our second premiere of this year. Thank you, Fireball, for sponsoring this for us. For us, golf is simple. It's a chance to get out and have some fun, spend some time on the golf course with our friends and our family. Might as well make it a good time as well. Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey, one of the great additions to you playing out either 9 or 18 holes with some buddies out there. Fireball's iconic cinnamon flavor tastes always great on the golf course, whether it's after a birdie, after a bogey, before the round, after the round. Always get the day started with some Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey here. We are working on 150 yards and in today. 2 weeks ago, we talked about swings that were waist high to waist high. Today, we're going L to L. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Let's first take this Fireball 50 milliliter shooter. Alrighty, delicious. So, we're building on our swing. So today's L to L. As I do this, we're gonna make our L swing. You can see my arm and the club make that letter L. We're gonna swing down through. We're trying to make that same L on the downswing. So 2 weeks ago it was waist high to waist high. Today we're talking about L to L. We're also gonna get in the 9 ball flight laws, and then we're gonna hit some shots that are ball above our feet, ball below our feet, downhill lie, uphill lies. Rules today. We're at 100 yards. We're gonna move back every couple of shots as well. If I hit it within 3 yards, I take a Fireball shooter. Every single time, the further we move back, the bigger that circle gets for us. So we're starting here 100 yards, and we're just gonna start by warming up, getting our body active, right? We don't have to make these huge swings, but just seeing our ball flight go out there towards us. See if we hit the green. First shot, green hit, that's good. And we'll talk about ball flights here in a moment. But again, today we're just working on that L position. Swing down through to L position. Oh, right off the hosel. Let's talk about what happens there. So when we hit hosel shots, we're hitting the golf ball right in this portion of the golf, we're hitting the golf ball right in this portion of the golf club. Immediately shoots the golf ball off there. If you have a tendency of hitting in towards a hosel, I want you to put a blocker on the outside of your golf ball, and that way it keeps the golf club going down the target line as far as possible. Guys, do we have any chats? Anybody in the chat? I can't hear you, but see if we have anybody in chat. There we go. We're back to hitting good golf shots now. There's our L to L. And again, if we're within 3 yards, we'll take a Fireball shooter. One of the things we did a couple weeks ago was just waist high to waist high. So now we're making that swing a little bit bigger at our 100-yard distance. A little bit of a pull. Typically you'll see for right-handed players, when you pull the golf ball goes further. If you fade the golf ball, it doesn't go as far. Actually, a lot more spin on fades too, off to the right-hand side. Alrighty, Beef, let's settle in a little bit here. There's a good one. I got a problem going left today a little bit. We're gonna figure that out though. We'll fix it here. We're just getting warmed up still. We've hit 5 shots. We got 4 greens and 1 hosel. A little bit out to the right-hand side too. So when you're going L to L, it's really important to still have intention. We need to have intentionality in what we're doing. So we gotta make sure that this club stays square through the hitting area. That way we don't get those shots to go way to the right-hand side. Got a couple in the chat already. Why do I get blisters on my hands when I'm a right-handed golfer? I think the grip in the club is too tight. I also pull to the left a lot. Yeah, so grip pressure. We want grip pressure to be like you're squeezing a tube of toothpaste. You're not gonna squeeze. You still wanna be able to have tactileness, the way you can move the club head, but not a death grip on there. So nice and soft in the hands, you'll have less blisters. All right, let's see if we can get one within 3 yards here. A little bit out to that right-hand side and short. All right, I'm taking too much off of it today. little bit in towards the hosel again. So I'm going to put a training aid in place for me. I've had a couple of different shots that I don't love to see. So I'm going to put 2 gloves down. Out on this far side. Well, that's not going to work the way I think about it. Let's see if I can do it like this. Can I put 2 gloves there? Golf ball still gets picked up. There we go. And now I find the club face much, much better for us. So if you're having some trouble and you're hitting the shots in towards the hosel, put a device on the right-hand side of the golf ball. Prevents you from swinging and hitting those objects. A little bit off to the left-hand side. Let's take a look at ball flight laws. And it's going to tell you what's happening. So I got my whiteboard here for us. You'll notice there's only 9 ball flight laws. You can either hit the ball straight with a club face that's a little bit closed, gives you your draw. Open club face gives you your fade. Then you have pushes. So if the path of my golf club works out to that right-hand side, I'm going to push all my shots. So if you're somebody in chat right now that hits a whole bunch of pushes, think your club face is square, but the motion of your club is trying to go out to the right-hand side. If that club face stays open, you hit a push fade. If that club face closes down, you hit a push draw. Ends up closer back in the fairway. The opposite thing if you pull the golf ball. So if you pull the golf ball, the motion of your golf club is always trying to move more to the left. If that club face is closed, there's your snap hook. If that club face is open, that's where you still end up in the middle of the fairway. So 9 ball flight laws. Take a picture of that if you want to. In terms of controlling what the golf ball is doing. All right, let's see if I can get one of these within 3 yards here. That one's not going to do it for us. I'm going to move up a club and swing it smoother. Here we go. There we go. Now the golf ball jumps off the face there. We'll see if we can control the landing here. So I went up a club. I'm going to swing it a little bit smoother here for us. Try to get some better shots onto the green here today. Right in towards the hosel again. Whew. We're struggling today. There we go. We just got to settle in a little bit here. Alrighty, green hit. Let's see if we can get one within 3 feet here. Or 3 yards, I should say. L to L. We're going backswing to L, downswing to L. We need to make sure we move our back foot too. We'd call this dirty toe. We'd call this show some shoe. How do we see the bottom color of my shoe? There should be one up on the green. Jump up there. Perfect. If you are using a training aid, let's use it for, let's say, 3 or 4 swings, and then we're gonna get rid of that aid. So at this point, I'm moving those gloves off. Looking at the chat here, best advice for a first-year golfer. If I'm a first-year golfer, I'm hitting everything off of tees no matter what. Tees help you get the golf ball in the air. It's gonna allow for a better impact on the club face. You don't have to worry about what the ground conditions are doing. So set yourself up for success and use some tees. So if we're in chat and we're seeing this ball flight, what did my club just have to do? Well, path had to move from right to left. My club face was a little bit more square or even a little bit closed. Right, here's my trajectory line. Path significantly left, club face closing down. All right, now I've warmed up a little bit actually. We're switching back clubs. We got to move back to the club we had before because now our body's warm. Let's go to Chet here. Do you put a lot of emphasis on hips while hitting irons? Absolutely. Lower half of the body has to move. Have to move. If you don't, watch what happens. Usually arms take over. So this swing is no lower body. Usually it's all arms. Everything's gonna be a pull to the left because it's only my arms. So when you're swinging, you have to have lower body mobility. You need to be able to rotate as best you can to allow the swing to flow. Chet says, I've been working on bowing my left hand when swinging because I was cupping a lot. However, how my drives are pulling left a lot. Any tips? We're not on drivers yet, but absolutely. So if you're cupping, here's what cupping means. If I take my swing and now I rotate my hand, you can see this motion right here is a cup. Different than my hand bowing out to the left-hand side there. The more I cup my left wrist from me being a right-hand player, it's gonna do two things. Number one, it's gonna try and add loft. Number two here, leading edge is gonna become more exposed. A lot of inconsistent shots in there for us. All right, I know I haven't hit one within 3 yards yet, but we gotta make some changes here. We gotta work this thing around. So we're taking a Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey Shooter. We're just gonna settle in here on a Wednesday. All right, settle in here. We got 17 shots up there. Not the green percentage I want to see. Go a little bit for us. This is where that intent comes into play. So even though I'm reducing my swing by a little bit, I still need to have intent with me getting the golf ball out there. All right, that guy there is 8 yards. Let's see if we can stick a couple of these here. There we go. That one felt good. That one might be the first one of the day here. Be all over it. Oh, just outside there, Chet. Just outside. We missed it by a foot. Ra-Ra McGee says, Beef, you ever disc golf? I have disc golf before. I think it does mess up with your motions, trying to use your hands, but I have disc golf before. That one needs to go a bit, Chat. That one needs to go. Jump up there. All right, we get to address position. Let's see L to L. There's a nice one. Jump up on the green. Just a little bit short still. A little bit short still. On target, a little bit short. I gotta make some adjustments here. Alrighty, we got the direction down that we need. Now we got dial in the distance. Let's see, what do we got going on here with the golf ball feeder? Come on, golf ball feeder. Well, we're just gonna pull. Oh, if I can get my fat fingers through it, there it is. Cool. Give us our golf ball. There we go. All right, 23 swings in. L to L. A little bit of a pull in there. Let's see if we can hit a green here. We're only 100 yards away. Come on, Beef. There's a good one. Now, if you're looking at PGA Tour averages, I want to say from about this distance, 100 yards, we're probably looking at about 80% in terms of a make rate.
Ball doesn't come through, you just got to feed more balls into it. It's like a
When the ball does.
instead of pulling it out, if you just put more balls into the feeder, it'll pop right out.
Cool. All righty. I learned something new today. When the balls don't come through, just put more in the feeder. There's a little bit of a pull, unfortunately. We got to settle in a little bit here. I think we're going to change the yardage. See if we can manipulate this a little bit here. Alrighty, we're going to go 110. We're going to go back to the club we kind of warmed up with. 110 now. Still at 3 yards. If I hit it within 3 yard circle, we're taking a fireball shooter. Alrighty, right length, wrong positioning. So in those instances, I need the path of my golf club to work more down my target line. It's working a lot more across and to the left. Let's see if I can make some adjustments here. That one was better. Much more down my target line. A little bit farther, that's okay. If we're talking about, let's see, Chet says, how do you hold the golf club? Well, you're going to hold it in here with grip. So we'll do a little review from 2 weeks ago. Left hand first, thumb pointing towards your logo, towards the scoring lines. Open up your right hand like you had a basketball. Between the thumb pad and the pinky pad. We're going to cover up our thumb, and then you can either go baseball grip, you can go interlock, or you can go overlap. I like the interlock. It's a good question though, Chet. The other one says, I've been playing with secondhand clubs from a used sporting goods store. Do you believe in equipment before honing in skills or vice versa? New equipment's always going to help with what you're trying to do, especially if the equipment you're using is outdated. The new equipment allows for, if you hit shots off the toe or off the heel, to still have more full total distance compared to what they had, let's say, 10 or 15 years ago. Let's hit 3 or 4 more, and then we're going to change around the plate here, and we're going to hit shots uphill, downhill, left to right, right to left. Let's see if we can get one within that 3 yard distance first, though. I'm feeling a little thirsty. We need a little fireball. Well, I got right and left hit today. Let's put one right on the green here. It's closer, jump up there. Jump up there. Just a little bit quick with the hands. All right, let's see one more, and then we're going to change around what the plate's doing here. Hit some shots going uphill. There's a good one. Let's finish on that good one there. Get within 3 yards. Missed it by 1. Let's hit one more. There's another one at it. Within 3. All right, let's change it around. Chat, we're going to change around the distance. If I now hit it within 5 yards, we're getting fireball shooters. Here's the other thing we're going to change. We're now going to hit shots going up the hill for us. So we have our Golf Zone simulator pad here, and it can actually actuate for us. So now we're hitting shots going up the hill. If we're going up the hill, what's that club going to do as it comes through the hitting zone? Well, A, it's going to add loft. So it's going to go much higher in the air. It's going to stop much quicker for us. If we know the golf ball is going to shoot out much higher, you may go with a 1 club down. So if I was hitting, let's say, a 9 iron, I'm going to hit an 8 iron, because I know the momentum's going to go more up than it is out force. Let's hit a couple shots going up the hill. Chat says, what are some good fundamental drills for hitting a ball on uneven territory? Above and below your feet. Perfect. So Alex, this is exactly what we're talking about here. Ball is now above my feet. Hopefully you guys can see that there on the video. And you're going to notice now the ball flight's significantly higher. So yes, I hit that one up on the face too. But as we look at trajectories now, this is our highest trajectory. off the screen and up. Compared to what we were doing before, lower, more middle trajectories, that one's super, super high. So again, if we're going up the hill, let's add some loft. Or sorry, decrease some loft, sorry. We're gonna add a club. So if let's say you were hitting a pitching wedge, you'd hit a 9-iron now. If you were hitting a 7-iron, you'd hit a 6-iron. Much higher ball flights, much more come straight down. All right, Chet, we're at 5 yards. So if I hit it within 5 yards, we're having a fireball shooter. Somebody's saying this microphone's cutting out. Much higher the ball flights. Now you can even see I switched clubs. We're still not at the distance. We're kind of right on that distance. So if I didn't switch clubs, I'd have been short, short, short. When I get too fast for my swing, I know this happens from time to time, that's what happens in my golf game. So I go across the top, over the top, to the left, and I hit these poles. And when I hit the poles, they go further, but they're way more offline. So I need to make sure I stay within my body, rotate, and not get too quick here. I did the same thing over and over again. Now let's see another one. Then we'll take a question here from Chet after this. We're going uphill lies. A little bit better, but still a little bit to the left. Let's take a question from Chet. What irons you got? So I play with the P790s. Was in the P770s. The P790s give me about an extra half club length, which I like. I like the way the golf ball comes off the face too as well. So I go P790s. Up the hill. Let's hit the green here. Get it within 5 yards. Take a fireball shooter. Don't go too far. All right, a little juiced up. We got a couple of shots in us. We're a little juiced up now. There's a green hip, and not what we want. Go-to golf course drink, we got to go straight with the Fireball. Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey Shooters, 50 milliliters. Put them in your golf bag. Go out and get some Fireball 5-iron. Comes with 5 drinks on there. Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey Shooters. I don't know if Chet can see, but we got Brandon Walker here with us. I don't think that Chet can see you, Walker. Brandon practices every single day, though. He's in here early.
Hold it.
A little bit of a pull there, Brandon. A little bit of a pull. And we're going too far. Let's go back down a club. We're gonna hit 2 or 3 more here.
Yep.
And then we're gonna go to downhill lies. Brandon, you're somebody who plays golf.
Mm-hmm.
What do you struggle with the most?
Any shot from 50 yards and in.
50 yards in. So our first stream would have been your stream to tune into.
Yeah.
50 yards, half swings, everything from that. What about ball above your feet, ball below your feet?
Doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother you at all. Ball above, ball below for Brandon Walker, it's going in the hole.
I usually just kick it out in the fairway anyway.
Well, Brandon, if I hit it within 5 yards, which I want 8 yards, we're taking a fireball shot. Will you join me?
Of course.
Okay, I love it. Okay, let's get one here for Brandon Walker. Oh, what about that one, Walker?
Oh, you call my name? Somebody call my name.
That's fine. That wasn't a good shot anyways. You see me hit some bad shots. There we go, Walker. You're going to have to take a drink here.
No, that's not
It's
it.
too far? Too high? Ooh,
Too
10 yards.
high, I thought.
All right, let's change this around here, guys. Let's go downhill lies now. Downhill lies. Let's change the actuator plate here for us. We're still at 5 yards. And if we're going downhill lies, we need to play the golf ball back in our stance. We know the trajectory is going to come down for us too. So back in our stance. There's that lower trajectory you see now. We're going to point it out here on the sim here in a minute. All right, that's the one within 5 yards. So I'm going to take a drink here too. But let's show this. So now here's our trajectory force. Significantly lower than these ones here. Downhill lies. Golf ball's got to get played back in the stance. Back in the stance. That one was within 5 yards though, so we get to celebrate with a 50 milliliter fireball shooter. Gotta love that iconic cinnamon whiskey flavor. We're gonna pull some more of these out of the fridge here because I got a feeling we're gonna hit some better shots here. Let's see what Chet shows. Shanked it so bad I hit the camera. There has been some shanks today for sure. There's definitely been some shanks today. Beef, I know you're pro, but what's your cap sitting at? So being a PGA pro, like a teaching pro, I don't have like, let's say a registered handicap. And that's because when I go play with other PGA pros, other teaching pros, we're playing as the same. So it's a zero, it's scratch. If I, let's say, go out and play golf, I'm probably somewhere between a 5 and a 6, maybe a 6 and a 7, depending upon what's going on. The toughest thing, obviously, is golf hasn't opened up in the north half the country yet. Usually around Masters time period is where you see that happening. Tough to practice shots like 100 yards and in, short game shots, anything except for putting because golf courses aren't open yet. So all those little tactile things, in terms of getting your hands in the right position, finesse, feel, don't really happen here in the wintertime because we got snow. Level pull, downhill lie, but again, we're just gonna show this for everybody again. You can see now how much lower that ball flight is. So when you're on a downhill lie, the other thing you gotta do too is you have to make sure you set your shoulders. Very, very often, downhill lie, club comes in, hits top half the ball, you hit it low, 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 low. You wanna make sure you cover everything going down that hill as best you can. Ball back in the stance. Cover that motion. Keep going down the hill. For me, somebody who has a pull tendency, I need to play a little bit more out to the right-hand side to help navigate what's happening with my golf ball. Let's see 2 or 3 more, and then we're going to change what the plate's doing again. So we've hit uphill lies, we've hit downhill lies, we've got about 50 shots in. There we go. Love that that's at least online for us. It's okay if it's too far. There's no better feeling though than a really good hit shot down your target line. Shoulder alignment angle equals to the angle of the ground. Absolutely. So taking care of business is 100% on for this. We got to match the shoulders with where we're going. Also playing the ball, like I said, downhill, a little bit back in your stance. The club comes in contact with the turf faster. All right, let's change this. Let's change this plate now to be ball above our feet. And when you have ball above your feet, ball below your feet situations, I want you to think about where the golf ball is at, like a plane. So if ball's above our feet, our plane's moving like this. When the plane has the bank turn that looks like that for us, which way is the plane going to turn? From right to left. So ball above your feet, like we have now. Which way should we see that ball flight moving more? right to left. If you're a right-handed player, let's get this thing to stick up here. If, let's say, ball was below our feet, which we'll do in a couple swings, we would see that golf ball go more left to right. You may even, when ball's above your feet, choke down a little bit. Why? Because the turf is going to come in contact with the golf ball much faster. Okay. Ball above our feet, go a little bit. Go a little bit. The golf ball tendency, when ball's above our feet, is to move right to left. The trickiest thing might be getting this golf ball today to just stay on our hitting mat. Choke down a little bit. We go right to left. Already up on the green for us. A couple more greens hit here. Let's hit one more and then we'll take a question here from the chat. L to L swing is what we've been talking about today. There's the normal motion that typically happens when the balls are above our feet. Okay? You can see the path of this golf ball is going from right to left, and that's because the golf club is matching that plane. Right? The toe portion looks like this. The plane's flying that way. It's turning from right to left. Let's see 2 or 3 more, and then we're going to hit some balls with it being below our feet. We said we'd take a question. When you hit these nice and extreme angles, it can be some of the nicest ball flights. 100%, right? Like, this is the sport where when you hit a really, really good shot, it is the most rewarding thing you can do. You hit some bad shots, and you just are on a roller coaster of emotions. It's like today, I would say my performance isn't great. I've hit a ton of shots that I didn't love, but other people would be thrilled about. I think as golfers, we always put too much expectations on ourselves. When you look at PGA Tour averages between 125 and 150 yards, the average tour player hits the green 70% of the time. So if I've taken 50 shots, I should have hit, what's 70% of 50? 35? So I'd miss the green 15 times. And I think as golfers, we think, well, from this distance, I always have to hit the green. From 100 yards, I always have to hit the green. Tiger from 100 yards hit it 4 out of 5, 80% of the time. That's the best player ever to play the sport. So don't get too down on yourself if you're not hitting the best shots, or if you're not hitting every single green that you're playing. No, it's part of the sport. Let's get this to stay in here. There we go. Alrighty, ball above my feet. It's going to move right to left. It's a nice green hit. I'd be happy with that. If I'm 120 yards out, 110 yards out, whatever we are, and I have 8 yards of putting, well, I've hit my first shot, I've hit my second shot, hopefully on the green. 2-putt makes my 4. Even if I'm hitting my third shot from 110 yards out, I'm going to trust I can 2-putt from there and then make even a bogey. Just remember, 18 bogeys is a 90 if it's par 72. 18 bogeys is a 90. Somebody said, don't read mine, I'm just spewing. All right, what do we got here? If you get a nice 45 and you have to aim off and hit a nice slinger, and then they go 70 yards in the air. Yeah, there's nothing worse than you hitting the golf ball way too far for what you're trying to do. And again, we're trying to control total distance based on how big our swing is for us. So if my swing only goes waist high to waist high, the golf ball can only go so far. If my swing goes shoulder high to shoulder high, like we're doing today, the golf ball can only go XYZ further. If my swing goes full swing, where I go past the shoulder, then it goes to, okay, my golf ball can go XYZ plus further. So when you get into swing positions, just think, swing length helps dictate how far the golf ball goes. If I only swung the club back to where my knees go, and I swung through, no matter how fast I swing it, right? If I just go knees to knees, no matter how fast I swing, I can only get the golf ball to go so far. Okay, that golf ball only went 87 yards. Not terribly bad for it, but if I get my swing bigger, it can only go further. Can it go shorter? Sure. But we're talking about hitting good shots, and we're making that swing bigger, allows for the golf ball to go further. We gotta get this golf ball to stay on this mat here. Hit it before it rolls, right? Okay, there's a bigger swing. It might go less. And why does that happen? Because my swing speed wasn't as fast. Okay, let's go move to downhill lies now. We'll wrap up with some downhill lies, and then we'll kick it over to the yak today. They're about to start here in about 6-7 minutes, I'd say. Okay, so now my feet are way above where my golf ball's at. I need to make sure that I stay down in my swing, because the tendency is to do this, right? I don't have to move all the way down. I stand up, I swing through, and you hit it low. So when ball's below your feet, you need to keep the lower half of your body and your core down. Has to stay down. If you don't, you literally hit shots like I just hit there. So if you're in chat and you're going, I always hit those thin. Why is that happening? Well, if you stay in your posture and you stay down, you can get the golf ball to go up in the air. If you lift up from the waist, from the shoulders, now you're gonna hit thin shots. Okay, stay down in posture. Get a golf ball to have the pressure and the sensation that you want, because your body stayed down throughout the shots. Okay? Ball's below my feet. When we talk about ball flight laws, what should we have happen? Just like we saw. Ball starts a little bit more out to the right, curves a little bit to the right. Again, think of your golf ball and your swing like an airplane. Okay? If the ball's below your feet and my club goes this way, which way is my airplane turning? To the right-hand side. Everything's gonna go more to the right, to the right, to the right. Somebody asked, Beef, why are your clubs so short? How tall are you? I'm 6'2". I like to tell people I'm 6'7". I'm just kidding, I'm 6'2". But they are the correct length for me. Happen to be a big guy, I make a lot of things look smaller than they are. Roll a little bit, roll a little bit. Somebody said going back to grip, I feel like overlap, you would have less control. Typically, if you have small hands, I have small hands relative to my body. Interlock allows me to feel that total grip more. If you're a baseball player or a softball player, you're probably somewhere in 10 finger. If you have big hands, you're probably overlapping your pinky onto your first finger. Play around with grips, see what feels best to you. There's not one best grip. Tour players have been playing with 10 finger grips. There's been tour players that have played with interlock grips. There's been tour players that have played with overlap grips. So feel what feels best to you and go from there. These are not standard length, they're plus half an inch. But again, that's rated for me being 6'2". Get within 5 yards. Get within 5 yards. Stay there, good enough. 4.28. 4.28. Walker, I'm having a drink here. 4.28, fireball. You ever have the 50 milliliter shooters? You ever play the golf course? Whew. Let's ignite the night. Let's ignite the day here. We got 2 shots left after this. 2 shots left. We'll kick it over here to the yak here in just a minute. Let's swing twice. Let's see if we can get one more shooter out of here. Oh, this thing says there's a ball. Says there's a ball. We'll put one in play. 2 swings left, 2 swings left. 2-minute warning. Let's hustle here, let's hustle. Oh, there could be another shot though. There could be another shot. Can I end on a walk-off? Oh God. Whew. Alrighty. There's 2 in a row. We're going quick. Last shot of the day. Yak's about to start. Oh. Last shot of the day. Yak's about to start. I'm running out of golf balls. We talked about L to L swinging. We talked about ball below your feet. We talked about ball above our feet. We talk about downhill lies, talk about uphill lies. Oh, and I hit it way left this time. But hey, we had back-to-back Fireball shooters, 50 milliliters. Thanks again, Fireball, for sponsoring our stream. Fireball First Swings. This is the second. Another one to come and follow here in a couple weeks. But again, huge shout out to our team at Fireball. Whether you're playing good golf, bad golf, enjoying the round with your friends, always makes it better with Fireball. 50 milliliter shooters. Their classic cinnamon whiskey flavor always sets the stage. Ignite the night, ignite the day. Fireball First Swing Shooter. Thanks for being a part of that.